There is a $300 survival food kit on Amazon right now. Freeze-dried meals, electrolyte packets, emergency rations, the whole package. Tactical branding. Mountain on the lid. A retired Army Ranger told me to look at the electrolyte packets specifically, the ones that come in the kit at $8 per packet. Then he showed me what he buys instead. He pulled out a small foil packet, handed it to me. I turned it over. The ingredients list was nearly identical to the $8 packet. The packet in my hand cost $1.38. It came from the livestock section at Tractor Supply. And he said, I buy 10 packs of these every time I go, because dehydration is the first thing that degrades your performance. The difference between a $1.38 solution and an $8 solution is not performance. It's marketing. In about 4 minutes, I'll give you the exact product name, the exact Tractor Supply aisle, and the formula specification that tells you whether an electrolyte product is therapeutic or just flavored salt water. Most of the $8 tactical packets fail this specification. The $1.38 livestock packet passes it. We're covering the heat exhaustion protocol in full. $13.88. Tractor Supply. 10 packets. And a hydration conversation that changes how you think about emergency nutrition permanently. Dehydration is not a hydration problem. It's an electrolyte problem. The water you lose through sweat contains sodium, potassium, chloride, and glucose. When you replace sweat with plain water, you dilute the remaining electrolytes in your bloodstream. This is called hyponatremia, at severe levels more dangerous than dehydration itself. Symptoms: nausea, headache, confusion, seizures. In extreme cases, death. This is the version of dehydration most people have never experienced and are completely unprepared for. Marcus. 11 years with 1st Battalion, 75th Rangers. 2 deployments, 1 including sustained operations in extreme heat. He watched a physically fit, well-trained soldier collapse from heat exhaustion, not because he wasn't drinking water, but because he was drinking too much plain water without replacing electrolytes. The guy was drinking. We told him to drink. He drank. He collapsed anyway. Because water without electrolytes doesn't replace what sweat takes. Electrolyte replacement, not hydration. Those are different things. And the $300 survival kit is solving the right problem with the wrong product at the wrong price. There is one specification that distinguishes a therapeutic electrolyte product from flavored salt water. Most people have never heard of it. Most $8 tactical packets fail it. The World Health Organization Oral Rehydration Solution, WHO-ORS standard. Developed in the 1960s for cholera treatment. Refined as the international standard for therapeutic oral rehydration. The WHO-ORS formula specifies sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium citrate, and 13.5 grams of glucose per liter. The glucose is the critical element most people miss. Glucose is not there for taste. Glucose is there because the intestinal sodium-glucose co-transport mechanism requires it to move sodium into your bloodstream. Plain electrolyte salts without glucose, partial absorption. WHO-ORS formula with correct glucose ratio, maximum absorption speed. The difference in heat exhaustion is 20 minutes versus 60 to 90 minutes. 60 years of WHO science. Most $8 tactical packets miss the key ingredient. The $1.38 livestock packet includes it. Let that sit. Before I say the brand, let me tell you what Marcus said. Read the label. Don't read the brand. Don't read the marketing copy. Read the sodium, potassium, and glucose content. Sav-A-Caf electrolyte supplement. Available in the calf and livestock health section. 10-packet box, approximately $13.88. Per packet, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, dextrose, and sodium bicarbonate. The dextrose content is therapeutic level, approximately 13 to 15 grams per reconstituted liter. Mana Pro Vita Charge Livestock Electrolytes, alternative product in the same section. Similar price point. Similar formula. Available depending on store inventory. Both products are manufactured to veterinary therapeutic standards, essentially identical to human therapeutic standards. The physiology is the same across mammals. $8 tactical packet, 200 mg sodium, 55 mg potassium, 0 glucose. Sav-A-Caf, 920 Img sodium, 760 Img potassium, 27 grams dextrose. 25% of the therapeutic value at 8 times the price. The first time someone showed me the livestock electrolyte packet, I did exactly what you probably want to do right now. I read the label and compared it to what I'd been carrying. The comparison was embarrassing. Better formula, lower price, same physiological result. I switched immediately. I have not bought a single tactical electrolyte packet since. The former Army flight medic, his name is Reed, 10 years of service including medevac operations in high heat environments, told me the single most common civilian mistake in heat exhaustion response. The mistake is rate. People see someone going down from heat exhaustion and they push fluids aggressively. Fast, as much as possible. It's wrong. It makes it worse. In heat exhaustion, the gut's absorptive capacity is compromised. It can only absorb approximately 400 to 600 mmol per hour in an impaired state. Forcing more causes vomiting. Step 1. Move the person to shade or a cool environment. Remove excess clothing. This reduces the ongoing heat load and slows continued electrolyte loss. Step 2. Reconstitute one Sav-A-Caf packet in 1 liter of water, not 2 liters. The higher concentration is appropriate for the impaired absorptive state. Step 3. Administer at 200 to 250 ml, roughly 8 Oz, every 15 minutes. Not continuous sipping. Not a full glass at once. Measured intervals. Step 4. Monitor for if vomiting occurs, reduce to 100 ml every 15 minutes. If vomiting prevents any oral intake, this is a medical emergency. Step 5. At 30 minutes, assess. Confusion clearing, nausea reducing, color improving. Continue protocol. No improvement? This person needs emergency medical care. A person in moderate heat exhaustion following this protocol shows meaningful improvement within 20 to 30 minutes. Confusion clears. Nausea reduces. The person can communicate. I've seen people go from barely conscious to coherent in 25 minutes following this protocol. Rate matters. Volume matters. Composition matters. 20 to 30 minutes. From barely conscious to coherent. With a $1.38 packet and a protocol from a flight medic. That's what this video is about. Marcus doesn't buy 1 box of Sav-A-Caf. He buys 10 boxes at a time. Not because he uses 10 boxes at once, because he's thought about the stockpile math. 1 10-packet box covers 10 treatment events, or 10 days of daily supplementation for 1 person, or 5 days for 2 people, or 72-hour electrolyte coverage for a family of 4. 10 boxes, $138.80, covers 100 individual treatment events. Shelf life of Sav-A-Caf: 24 to 36 months in sealed packets stored at room temperature. Marcus rotates his stock on a 24-month cycle. 1 full box in his truck, 1 in main storage, 1 in his go bag. Always 3 active locations. $138 versus $550 for equivalent coverage. Better formula. From the livestock aisle. Let that sit. Use case 1. Illness dehydration. Gastroenteritis, stomach flu, food poisoning causes rapid electrolyte loss through vomiting and diarrhea. In a grid-down scenario without medical care, oral rehydration is the primary intervention. The WHO has documented oral rehydration therapy as one of the most impactful medical interventions of the 20th century. The same formula works for every illness causing electrolyte loss. Use case 2. Physical labor hydration. In a grid-down scenario requiring sustained physical labor, sweat loss at 1 to 2 liters per hour in warm conditions creates electrolyte depletion plain water cannot replace. 1 Sav-A-Caf packet per 2 liters of water during sustained physical labor prevents the performance degradation that builds over 2 to 4 hours of work without electrolyte replacement. Use case 3. Elderly population vulnerability. Adults over 65 have reduced thirst sensation. They don't feel thirsty until already meaningfully dehydrated. A once daily electrolyte drink, using half a Sav-A-Caf packet reconstituted in 1 liter of water, provides a preventive electrolyte baseline for elderly household members throughout an extended event. Use case 4. Children with fever. A child running a 101-degree fever is losing electrolytes at an elevated rate. Quarter-strength Sav-A-Caf provides appropriate pediatric electrolyte support. One product. 4 major applications. From a $1.38 packet. Reed said, "The applications for oral rehydration therapy in a grid-down scenario are broader than most people realize. Every survival food kit I've ever reviewed is built around one assumption, that the primary threat in an emergency is caloric deficit. Not enough food. They've solved the caloric problem. What they haven't solved, what almost none of them acknowledge, is the electrolyte problem. In a real emergency, grid down, physical stress, heat exposure, you will start losing electrolytes within hours. Your cognitive performance degrades at exactly the moment when good decisions matter most. You can eat 2,500 calories of freeze-dried food and still be cognitively impaired from electrolyte depletion. The $300 kit solves for calories. It doesn't solve for electrolytes. Electrolytes hit first, calories hit second. The $300 kit solves second and ignores first. That's what's missing. And it costs $1.38 to fix it. Morton's Salt Light. Available at any Walmart, salt and condiments aisle, approximately $3.47 for an 11-oz canister. 1/4 teaspoon per liter of water plus honey, Improvised ORS backup. The prepper market solved the wrong problem and charged you $300 for it. The livestock aisle solved the right problem and charged you $13.88. Stay hydrated. Stay operational